everyone, my name is Maddie, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video, which is going to be 5-star predictions. So I do already have a video on my channel which is 5-star predictions, and I would do the whole react to that, see what I thought of those books, but I know I've only read 2 out of 6 of those books, and since then I have been through the reading slump to end all reading slumps, and a huge part of that was my taste in books completely changing. So I'm not gonna go back to that video right now, at least. I know I've not read the books, I know I'm not going to read those books anytime soon, so I just thought I would do a fresh video, and I'm going to very cautiously say that hopefully over the next few months, year, however long, I will read some of these books, and I will try and vlog each time I read a couple of them so that I can do almost a video series of was I right? I will also say I'm so bad at predicting 5-star books. I'm pretty good at predicting if I'll like a book. I'm not always right, of course, but I'm halfway decent at that. But predicting a 5-star read is so impossible for me because what makes it a 5-star is often so intangible. I just leave it oh my god, it was a 5-star book. There's no set reason. Yes, often the writing needs to be pretty and the characters need to be immersive, but there's no line which makes it a 5-star, it's just a feeling I get. I'm a massive advocate of the 5-star feeling in a book, so there's a very good chance I'll be completely wrong on all of these. I have 3 which I have quite a lot of confidence in, and then 4 which I have reasons to think they may be a 5-star, but honestly I will have no idea until I read them. So I'm just gonna get straight in with talking about these books, giving quick synopses and the reason I think I might be 5 stars, but it'll probably be a pretty quick video. So the very first book, which I want to say is the one I have the most confidence in being a 5-star read, but I could be so wrong, is A Marvelous Light by Freya Marske. So I want to say this is guaranteed to be a 5-star for me. The kind of people who like it, the way the book is described, it sounds like something I'm going to love. It is just something about it I am convinced I'm going to adore. But I'm also aware it has a slightly historical setting, it may be slightly slower paced, and those are the kind of things that could completely turn me off from it. So this is a historical fantasy. I think it's quoted as Mr. Strange and Jonathan Norrell. Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, I've not read that book, meets Red, White and Royal Blue. So it's magic, Edwardian England, definitely a male-male romance in here. I think I will fall in love with this book. It gives me Night Circus 10,000 Doors of January vibes. Don't know why, but it does, which means I'll probably love it. I may be very, very wrong, I don't know. But I think that's half the reason I've not read this one yet, is I'm so scared of not liking it. Because it just feels like something I may absolutely adore, and I really want that to be true, so keep everything crossed for me that I do end up loving this one as much as I sincerely hope that I will. I also can't really give you more of a blurb than that because I don't know and I don't want to know. I'm very, very content to just know that it's male-male magical romance, so that's enough for me. Next up we have a non-fiction book which feels very unlike me, but that is House Fires by Conor Franta. I cannot believe I've not read this yet, I am useless. But Note to Self by Conor Franta, which is his previous book, is one of my favourite books of all time. It is just essays and writings and poetry and photography, all by Conor Franta, and there is no guarantee this one will have as much impact on me as the last one did, but his book Note to Self, I read it at the exact right time. Conor Franta's a couple years older than me, and the kind of things he's experiencing and going through I just relate to on such an intrinsic level because it's part of just being in your 20s and what that feels like and kind of a lot of the things you come across. And obviously everyone's experience is different, but for some reason his just really hit home for me. And it was so insightful and hard-hitting in many a way, not through what it was even talking about, but in the way that it impacted me. And there's no guarantee this one will do the same. But I think there's a pretty decent chance that it will, and if it does, then I'm gonna absolutely freaking adore the thing. And it's also just beautiful, it's a cool, pretty cover, but it's the insides of this book I'm obsessed with. Just like his first one. It is just so damn pretty, and I am beyond obsessed. Look at all of this. I need to read this soon. I'm so excited to just sit one day and envelop myself in this book and really think about it, because I think that's what it's going to require, and I think that's when it's going to hit me most, but guess we'll find out soon. Next, we have potentially the most obvious book on this list, and that is Wolfsong by TJ Klune. This may not be a 5-star for me, but I have loved a lot of his other books. This is a very well-loved series. It's a werewolf kind of shifter queer romance. I think it's quite angsty. I've recently been seeing some fan art of the characters and I am obsessed. So yeah, I know so little about this because I don't like knowing the synopses of books, but I know this follows Ox, and I think he's like abandoned, maybe? Yeah, when he was 12, and then when he's 16, he meets someone, and then I think the majority of this book takes place when the main character's in like their 20s, mid-20s, which, spot on, that's what I want. I don't want adults in like their 30s because I just don't get it, but I don't want like college-age students. Though I love some college-age books actually, because that's like early 20s, but early to mid-20s, peak area for characters for me. Those are the books I'm loving most at the moment, unsurprisingly, because it's the age I am. And so it just seems promising, doesn't it? Like, everything is pointing in the direction of me loving this book. I just need to man up and read the damn thing, because I own the entire series. They're all, where are they? Reflective camera, they're all here. But I haven't started yet, because again, I'm really scared I won't like it, even though I think I will. And then the ones I'm very slightly less confident about, starting with A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. Victoria Lee wrote the Featherweight duology, one of my favorite duologies of all time. I adore it so much, and so it makes sense that I would enjoy her other book. This is a sapphic, witchy, university setting kind of book. I think it could be a school. Or maybe it's school. I thought it was slightly older, but nonetheless, I know nothing about this other than that, and I really don't want to, but everyone has been loving this. And I see no reason I will not be the same, considering how much I already adore Victoria Lee and their writing. It feels promising. It's also stunning. I love the like gothic-y cover of this. I'm ashamed I haven't read this yet. I went through so much trouble tracking down an American copy because the UK pub date was a lot later, and I wanted to get an American one. I went through so much trouble to track it down. The UK one is now out and I've still not read it, so oops. But oh, I'm so excited. It doesn't feel like this kind of time of year read really, but I also don't really care. I think I'm gonna love it whenever I read it. I'm not a particularly seasonal reader. I just read things whenever the hell they seem interesting to me, which is a bit rogue, but it works. Next up, we have Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki. This is a sci-fi kind of hope punk, I think, is the genre. So it's quite a hopeful, like, positive book. I don't know much about it. I know it features like gender non-conforming characters. It's definitely queer as hell. I definitely think there's a romance in here, and I'm pretty sure it has oh my god, like donuts and classical music. That's what I always hear quoted about this book, but I don't know anything more than that. I did read the blurb before. Let's read the blurb for this one. Good Omens meets The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet in this defiantly joyful adventure set in California's San Gabriel Valley with cursed violins, Faustian bargains, and queer alien courtship over fresh-made donuts. That's why I've heard about classical music and donuts. Shizuka Satomi made a deal with the devil. To escape damnation, she must entice 7 other violin prodigies to trade their souls for success. She's already delivered 6. I don't want to read more than that. That sounds great. And I think you're following like a young violinist as well. I think I'll love this. Katie from Brightness Katie Reads thinks I will love this. She keeps trying to make me read it, and I need to. I literally, the only reason I haven't yet, which is a really rubbish reason, is I was going to, and then I looked up reviews, and there were a lot of people saying it was boring, or it was dull, or it was too cutesy, and it didn't have like any angst in it, and stuff like this, and I just panicked. I was like, maybe I won't like it, and so I didn't read it. Stupid reason, I'm well aware, don't worry. I will get to it. I will get to it. I don't know when, but I will. And to round us off, we have a couple of contemporary books, the first being Out of Love by Hazel Hayes. I love me a weird timeline, and I love me a breakup story. More and more recently, I love a romance and a happily ever after. Don't you get me wrong, I love them so much. But more and more recently, I've been enjoying the less conventional relationship stories. I will say this here, if anyone has any books with open relationships, open marriages, polyamory, polygamy, anything like that, preferably contemporary versus like fantasy romance, please send the recommendations my way. I want them so badly. I tried reading a book recently which was about an open marriage and I've not finished it, but it was just really miserable. And I want books like celebrating non-conventional relationships, not ones saying they're sad, because that's not what I'm looking for. Anyway, this, as far as I'm aware, isn't a non-conventional relationship, but it is a breakup story. And it's told backwards, which is a lot of fun. So I think you, at the beginning of this book, are seeing this couple directly after a breakup, and then throughout the book you follow them all the way through to when they first meet. Everyone has said that this is like heart-wrenching and heartbreaking and beautiful and hopeful and just so many things. And I'm so excited to read it. I've had this book, I mean, since it came out, whenever that was, I don't even know when it was now. 2020, so not too bad, but I helped fund the damn book. This was published by Unbound, and when Unbound publish books, they basically need funding. So you pay a bit and then you get sent a copy, and that's how they like afford to make the book. And then they print everyone's names in the back. So if you look here in the back of the book, there be my name, Maddie Browse. And I've not read it yet, which is shameful. But I really want to. I really think I will love it. And for anyone that doesn't know, my favourite film ever is The Last 5 Years. And the whole point of that is it's basically told kind of backwards. You're seeing two timelines intertwined, but you see the relationship all the way from the end to the beginning as well as the beginning to the end. So this feels like it's going to do similar things. And I know I love that because it's my favourite film ever. So why have I not read the damn book yet? Someone tell me. And then the final contemporary is another one with a very unconventional relationship, and that is All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Brandon Greenwood. This follows a girl when I think she's quite young at first, and I believe it's either like her father's friend or just an older male figure who she becomes really close to, and he is really important to her. And then I think we follow her as she grows up, and as she becomes an adult, I think this relationship with this guy turns into a romance, which is obviously completely non-conventional because he knew her when he was an adult and she was a child, and then when they're both adults they end up together, I believe. And I've not read this yet, I won't pass judgment yet, but I've not seen people saying this is like grooming or uncomfortable. I think this is a genuine, like, heartfelt exploration of what relationships can be and how they can come about from a really unconventional and taboo place, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. I don't know, I might be completely wrong, but it sounds so interesting. So interesting. I love me an unconventional relationship, they're so much fun. And it's contemporary, my mum has read it, loved it, thinks I will love it, keeps trying to get me to read it. Hopefully I will do it soon, but we will see. So there we go. There are 7 books that I really do believe could be 5-star reads when I finally get to them. Again, maybe I will be wrong, I do not know. But the one massive benefit of doing this video is I have now got myself seriously hyped for all these books, so hopefully I'll get to a few of them soon, but we'll see. Reading slumps kinda mess up my choice of books, and I just have to go with whatever feels interesting at the time. Hopefully it'll be some of these though, but that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up, comment down below some star emojis, because it's a 5-star emoji video, 5-star emoji? 5-star prediction video. And let me know some 5-star predictions that you have for yourself, as well as if you think I will like these books. I would love to know your guys' opinions. But that is it for the video, so subscribe if you want to see more bookish content from me. All my other social medias are linked down below if you want to check any of those out. But that is it for this video, so bye, and I'll see you in the next one.